Yes, by the way, in 2019, the FBI released a declassified report about the activities in the 12 tribes that explained why interventions also occurred in the US. Feel free to read it. It was quite a massacre. There were times when I thought that it was probably this radical man behind all of this, the founder in America. I don't believe it can be as radical here. Perhaps they're just following the guides, but it is horrifying. I realize that I just have to cope with it. It's okay, I'm not saying that I own the truth or that I know exactly what's happening, and I'm not even suggesting the separation of those children from their parents. However, I don't think it would be mega tragic, so it's not right. Why not give them a chance? A compromise solution. Thus, I created a page about it where you can follow or like as you please. The one thing I want to ensure, though, is that the tribes never abandon disciplining their children because that's the basis of their doctrine. And you'll understand why in the next part. The important thing we need to confirm is that the children are not totally isolated. They're only in that community and don't attend school, right? They only undergo regular testing, which I will also talk about in the video sometime. As they're primarily isolated, they'll tell you that it's because in the tribes they don't want for those children to be infected by the outside world, yes. And I believe that if they were made to go to school compulsorily, at least only for basic education, and then they return to the community, that at least we will develop awareness of some other world in those children, and that's important because it's unbearable for them to live in such an environment. Besides, of course, the brutal abuse should also be avoided. What am I going to do? But it's important primarily for their mental health, for those children to realize that there is a different world out there. If they're in doubt, worrying if they'll go to hell just for not wanting to be beaten from morning to night, they should be allowed to hear other opinions that are not from the cult. This is really important. Experts always say that ex-members always describe the situation worse than it is. Like, you know what? I've been involved in this since the Mormon days when I left, so I talked with a lot with people from a certain sect. None of them wanted to publicly air their grievances, and certainly not the worst things. Even if it was just for me, I had to actually extract this information from them because no one wants to share their worst traumas they experienced there. You understand that those people for 2 years at a time, or a year at a time, spent months thinking about how to escape, how to lead, wondering if they can even afford it, because they teach you that if you run away from the community, God will destroy you. This is something that we need to prevent. Yes, the psychological impact. Look, I'm open to absolutely any solution, and most importantly, it's not my decision to make. I believed it was my moral, and legally too, to at least publish this information. What happened after that post was absolutely crazy. I've been contacted by 7 different professors from 2 faculties who were pressuring me to remove the post or do something. You'll find my professors writing there, insulting me, calling me a total dangerous moron, and that I can't be doing this at all. They told me that even if there are facts, these things can't be told to the general public, and my bachelor degree advisor, it was the craziest. He wrote numerous comments saying I'm crazy, that I'm somehow completely insane, blah blah, mental instability. I don't know. These are completely inappropriate things. I can't comprehend how I'm supposed to go back to school in September and defend my bachelor's thesis and take an exam for those people who, as a student, publicly insult me this way. That seems absolutely unbelievable to me. The pressure is understandable because these so-called experts with their denominationalization solution, when for 6 years in a row since 2007, this community has existed since then until now in 2023, nothing has changed. They have just expanded, attracted more members, smuggled children here, and are growing. They're prepping yellow barrels in Prague. They are going to acquire land in Moravia to build more communities, yes.